and happy Thanksgiving. This is the Undying Nephilim, and today I'm going to show the Zora faction. I'm very excited to show. They have so many new features compared to how they were in Medieval 2. I really can't wait to show you some of them. Some of them are pretty freaking cool, but before I begin, I'll select a hero. Let's choose Rudo. So, compared to Medieval 2, the Zora have they've gone through such an overhaul. They have so many new features that were just completely impossible in Medieval 2. Almost all of them having to do with water, because of course, the Zora are a semi-aquatic fish-like people. I actually think they're closer to like dolphins and whales. I think they're mammals, based on the orientation of their head fins. They're side to side like a mammal, not vertical like a fish. So I've always seen them as mammals, not fish. But anyway, all of their units are aquatic, as I'll show you. I'll have their army go marching across a big river here. Heads up though, like in the Goron video, some of the features I'm going to show, mostly with how they build their buildings, is probably not going to be in the next version of the game, because it needs some scripting work. I've tried to get help from the forums. Everyone's either busy or doesn't know how to do it. So if you know how to write component files, and you think you can figure out how to get what I'm trying to do to work, please do not hesitate to contact me. I'd love to get some of these features to work in the engine. It'll be pretty awesome. Anyway, first off, the Zora and their build method is different than the other factions. As I just said, it probably won't work in the next version. I need someone to help me write it. But anyway, let me turn instant build on so I'm not wasting your time. And let me reveal the map so I can see where everything is. But what the Zora do to build their bases is they're all interconnected by these aqueducts. Because they're aquatic, they all require water, etc, etc. So there's going to be a bunch of errors showing up in the left because, again, this feature doesn't work properly. But what you'll do is you'll click on your builders and you'll see this little pool thing, and then you place it. It'll be over the command center or whatever, but for right now you place it over the other pool and you sort of drag it along until you see chains of aqueducts. And you can just drag them around like this, and you set up a whole little interconnected network of aqueducts, which I think is really freaking cool. I don't even remember how I got that idea. Just sort of came out of left field when I started reworking on these guys. Pull up these guys over here, and I'll let them finish building all the aqueducts before I show you what they do with their buildings. Yeah, they'll be able to walk under the aqueducts, which is pretty cool. If a Titan unit or a really big unit is walking through the base, they'll just smash right into the aqueduct and break it apart. It'll be pretty cool. Anyway, now that we've gotten a few aqueducts set up, so what I want to do is you click on your builders, and then you click on the building you want to build, and then what'll happen is you'll hover it over these pools, and the building will snap over the pool, and you just click it, and then they'll build the building there. But as you can see, it doesn't work. My scripting knowledge is not exactly professional. If you guys know how to make component files and can figure out how to do this, please contact me. But in the meantime, just to show you what it'll look like, I'll use my hokey method and just replace these all with buildings. And this one will be the market. This one will be that, and then the Morpha pool. So all their bases will be interconnected by aqueducts like this, and the aqueducts will have some kind of little aura that any building that's connected to them will operate at a basically improved performance. So if you have a building connected to an aqueduct, it can train units and research technologies at the normal pace. If the aqueduct gets destroyed, then the building will operate at a much slower pace and will basically be kind of useless. So I guess sort of like pylons for the Protoss and StarCraft. I think the closest comparison I can think of for this style of base building is from an old RTS. I think it was called Earth 2170. There was a faction in that game where all their bases are like connected by little tubes, kind of like this, but This is how I want the Zora base building to be, just kind of a network of interconnected buildings through aqueducts. But probably won't be in the next version, so we'll see. So another thing about the Zora is they have tons and tons of mage units compared to most of the factions. They have a lot of, I guess what I'd call glass cannon units. So I'll go ahead and build them and show you what they're capable of. I'll just train one of each. I can't wait to show their siege weapon. It's so freaking cool. And then right there you can see a water mage. It's got this little puddle following her. And let me train these ones here. And the boomerangs, I definitely want to show those. So let me see, where's some wild animals I can go slaughter. I actually don't think there's any wild animals on this map. There's a goat over there, but I'm probably just gonna have to go right up to the enemy and attack them just to show you what these guys can do. So, get all their mages and stuff together. I love this thing right here. I'll show that in a few seconds, but so I'll just show this one first because it's so cool. The mage cannons from Hyrule Total War, they are in this game, and what's really awesome about these is when they attack, as you'll see the two little mages next to it, they'll put their hands on the crystal and like charge it with their electricity, and you'll see the cannon build up electricity, and then it'll shoot out a giant bolt, which will be really cool. So I'm just gonna send them over here to get ready to attack. What other mages do they have? They have the Flood Masters, which carry around this like puddle of water beneath their feet that they use to shoot out like waves and stuff at enemies. When knockback gets added into the engine, this unit's attack will basically send just units flying everywhere, including units that are much larger than itself, so it's kind of a crowd control mage. It's useful for like disrupting enemy formations and things like that. And then the normal mage, they're called spark mages. They just shoot out electric bolts at enemies, which I can't wait to show. And then these guys aren't mages, but they throw boomerangs, which I also can't wait to show. I think the boomerang's a really cool idea. They're a really ranged unit. That's kind of a mouthful. But they do a lot of splash damage because the boomerang has like a circular arc, and it'll hit multiple units in front of it. So I'll send them down there. And then over here is the Chiameron Masters, which they summon little puddles of water that can attack enemies. Apparently I don't have the feature down here. Foolish me, I didn't test that before I started this little demonstration up, but they'll be able to summon little blobs of waters that can attack enemies. And then if you played Ocarina of Time, you'll recognize this not phallic creature, the Morpha, although this is a much smaller version of it called the Morphite. It looks pretty cool. This thing is a, I want to say it's also kind of a crowd control unit. It like flings around and damages everything around it, and it's made out of water, which is pretty cool. So I'll send that thing moving around. And, is there any other mage units? I know they have another. Oh yeah, they have the melee one. Let me train that one. This is actually one of their heroes units. I'll go into more detail about the hero units when I do a video on the heroes and the titans, but I like the voice. These guys carry the thunder rods, and they're a melee unit that whacks enemies and electrocutes them, so that'll be pretty cool. Anyway, see, all the Zora units are aquatic, so they can cross this body of water here without any problems, which is freaking awesome. Was not possible in Medieval 2, and now it is. So the Zora will be really pretty awesome on water maps. All their armies can just basically cross any body of water they want. Train some more melee units and some more mages, because I'm pretty sure the ones down there I'm going to demonstrate will get killed by the AI. So oh, I forgot to show the where are they? The Sapphire Wardens, the mages that throw blue fire. What? These ladies right here. Hi. It's kind of hard to see because the blue fire is really dark. You might be able to see the little trails of it there, but these mages throw a blue fire which hits the ground, and then it like creates this sort of thing that generates an aura that will slow down enemy units and things like that once it's added into the engine. That projectiles can spawn units and stuff. But anyway,
Hey!
you send all of these units across the ocean. Anyway, I'm going to show the mage cannon first, because this thing is just so cool. This is one of my favorite units, especially for the Zora. I'll just attack this building right here. It's probably going to get slaughtered by whatever units they grew to have. Looks like mostly workers. Anyway. It's going to be awesome. So as you'll see, they'll both charge up the cannon and then we'll fire out a giant burst of electricity. See? That's so cool. I love these things. Oh, they're reacting with their one soldier. Let's get the cannon out back there. Yeah, like I said in the Goron video, there's no explosion effects in the engine yet. I know that they're adding explosion effects in the next version of the engine. I don't know when they'll release that. So if the next version of this game releases before the next version of the engine comes out, there'll be no explosion effects. So when the mage cannon's attack hits a building or something, you won't see like a really cool electrified explosion effect yet. But eventually it'll be there, so rest assured on that. Now where's my army I brought over? You guys get in formation. And I'm just gonna attack with everything.
Cool.
Come on, guys. Yeah, that mage cannon is just... I love the way the mage cannons turned out. There's so many things in this engine that just look and function so much better than Medieval 2. It's pretty awesome.
Alright.
Anyway, let's go in and attack. Attack move.
Cool.
They're one little archer. There's blue fire. Run! I love the freaking mage cannons. Just want to watch it shoot. Look at all the blue fire. That's so cool. Sure, one of my Zoras die up there. I want to show the boomerang guy. Let me find the boomerang here. Right there. I only have one left. You go. Throw your boomerang at these ladies up here. See, it throws a little boomerang, and then the boomerang actually comes back to him too. Which is just so cool. I love this engine, it's the best. Let's go attack all their workers. Actually,
Hi.
I want to show, where's my workers? Actually, give me worker. I want to show something before I destroy their base and the thing ends. I'll show this in more detail when I show the heroes and the titans, but I just want to show the Zora Titan unit because I'm really happy with how the animations for it turned out. Come on, I have instant build on, but the Wonder is still taking forever to build. There we go. So, the Zora Titan unit is Lord Jabu Jabu, who now has wings and flying animations, and he's pretty much officially the first flying unit in the game. I'll go into more detail about his abilities and stuff again when I do the Hero and the Titan video, but I just really wanted to show him right now because I'm really happy with how his animations turned out. I think he just... it looks kind of derpy, but I just think it just looks so cool. Everything just looks so cool. Anyway, he finished wiping out the enemy. I'll bring Jabu down there, although... I like his voice too. Although by the time he gets there, I'll probably have won the match already. Boomerang guy died. Killed my Zora. I love that mage cannon. Wiped out all their workers in no time flat. Let's see, let me pull these guys back. Is there any other features I wanted to show? Oh, Jabu got there fast. I guess he's faster than I thought he was. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to show. I guess I'll just show you guys some of the Zora buildings. I really like their architecture. I think it's pretty cool. Let's build some of their houses. Oh, stupid me. Their resources. You guys stop destroying their base so I can show everyone stuff without the match ending. So these Zora have 2 unique resources that most of the other factions don't have. Actually, no, they only have 1. I apologize. They have coral mold, which they use to build all of their buildings and weapons. So let me build the little coral mold thingy. They don't need wood at all. Their buildings are completely made of stone and coral mold. So they'll harvest food like most of the factions. They'll harvest stone and rupees like most of the factions, but they have this resource called coral mold, which they grow in these little, I don't know what you want to call them. Not really fisheries, but whatever grows coral, I guess. Not that coral's alive, but basically, it's the mithril of Hyrule. It's like this rubbery substance that's also kind of... It's not really as strong as steel. It's kind of like a really rough, leathery, rubbery material that the Zora use to make, you know, their outfits and armor and stuff. And you can make mix it with metal alloys to create all kinds of armor and weapons and stuff. So, almost forgot to mention that. That's one of the Zora's resources. And they don't have farms, but they can build little fish ponds that they harvest fish out of. And hopefully one day all of these will be connected by aqueducts. That'll be so awesome.
Yeah.
Guess I'll show the Zora's fortress, which I really like the look of their fortress. I forgot to really show off the Morpha, but not really much to show off. It just flails around and whacks things. Come on, it's to build. Anyway, there's the Zora's fortress. It'll look awesome with all the aqueducts and stuff connected to it. And I'm trying to think if there's, again, anything else I really want to show before I end the video. They got walls, just like all the other well, not all the factions will have walls, most of them will, but they got walls like everyone. Again, almost everyone. That's most of their interesting features. Most of the cool stuff they have is their mage units, like freaking mage cannons. I love these things. Oh, I know something else I could show. Let's see, their new mounts, courtesy of Breath of the Wild. So I'll show their mounts before I end the video. So, in Hyrule Total War, the Zoras use big octos as their mounts, but I think Octoroks and those creatures will actually fit the River Zoras a little better. So I was like, okay, well, what new creature could the Zoras use as mounts that isn't, you know, break any of my cinematics or anything? Thankfully, I didn't portray any mounted units in any of my cinematics, so I don't have to redo any of those. But in Breath of the Wild, for some strange reason, the Zora's Divine Beast is an elephant. Zora's got, or the Gorons have a lizard, the Ritos have a bird, the Gerudo have a camel. For some, whatever reason, the Zoras have an elephant. They don't have a water creature of any kind. I thought that was unusual, but it's kind of like a machine elephant, not a living creature, so I thought, you know, maybe it's based on some sort of aquatic elephant creature. So I designed a little water elephant, and they're called Hydrophants, and they are now the new Zora mount. So I'll train some of them. And they have 3 different types. One of them's a unique hero unit, so unless you choose the King Zora, you won't get this really huge one. I'll show the huge one more in the hero video. Then they have the little tiny ones, which should be moving faster than this. I need to up their speed. And then they have the middle-sized one, the Demolishers, which are a melee siege weapon that ram into enemy bases and stuff. But yeah, I think they're actually pretty cool. So I'm happy I turned a weird idea into something kind of cool. And like all the other Zora units, they can go into water. These things are so great. I like the sounds they make too. They got the weird flanger effect that the Zoras have. Yep, they can go into water and cross any body of water, so that's freaking awesome. This is so cool. I love this engine so freaking much. This was completely impossible in Medieval too, and this thing can garrison units, but again, I'll show that in the hero video, because it's a hero unit, and it's the King Zora's unit. But anyway, I think that is all of the cool features I can think of that aren't specifically tied to their heroes. When I get a chance, I'll make a video showing all of the Goron heroes, all the Zora heroes, and the unique units tied to each hero, like I did with the Hylians and the Gerudo. And I'll show the 2 Titans. Jabu's really cool, and the Goron Titan is really, really awesome. Once explosion effects get added to the engine, he'll be even cooler. And especially when knockback gets added to the engine, the Goron Titan's just going to be a blast to watch. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you think this is awesome, please feel free to check out my Patreon. I have a link to it in the description. I'd love to just be able to work on this full time. It's taken a drop, so I haven't been able to work on it as much as I was over the last year. But anyway, hope you guys like this. I hope you think the Zoras look really cool. I really want to try and get it out before Christmas. I don't know how that's going to go because I haven't been able to work on this full time, so we'll see. But I'm going to try and get this out by Christmas with most of the features. Anyway, have a good one.